all I'm really going to do, I'm going to see if the color looks different between the two. Because the color should mean that I've changed how much contaminants are in there. See if it smells any different. What I'm looking at, a couple ideas here. If I take the total amount of water I use on laundry and can put half of it back into the next week's laundry, okay, that's 50% reduction right there. Hello and welcome to, Carlin's Worlds. Yeah, that should work. I'm a wanderer, a tinkerer, sometimes a nomad, a military veteran. I do things differently. There will be tinkering. I have a motorcycle, a truck, and a school bus. I live off-grid, so there will be some solar, batteries, inverters, and maybe even some wind. It blows. And that's all I can fit into about 30 seconds. Oh, and please, if you like any of this, it would be really awesome if you could subscribe and click that notify bell. Drop a comment if you have any questions or ideas. Share, like, comment, subscribe, notify. Oh, and Patreon if you're really an awesome kind of person. Cool. On with the show already. Places like commercial swimming pools, some of them use compressed sand as a part of the filtering system. This bucket is water that I caught out of the washing machine on the rinse cycle. So not the first, like you put the first water in, dirty clothes, soap, okay. That gets dumped out. Then it refills with fresh water and it tries to get the last of the soap out. So that's what this is. It's got some soap. Now this is a couple weeks old. You can see the color, it smells bad. And it's kind of brackish already. It's been solar heating for a while. Also, it smells kind of bad. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I've been saving this just to see if I can figure out a way to reduce how much water I'm using doing laundry. Alright. So, put that back on. Wash my hands off with a cleaner one. Less stinky. This is basically rainwater. Alright, and I'll take this over to the other side. 2 test bottles. I'll keep one in the shot all the time so you can see which one is which. So that's captured rinse water from doing laundry. Alright, this is actually a 2.5 liter Shasta bottle full of just sand that I picked up. The soil here isn't all sand. Some of it is just really fine silty dust, which maybe was sand at one time. It's like really light flour. It blows. If you throw it up in the air, it blows. But then you also got the heavy sand. That is more what this is. It's got granules in it. So I just went out and scooped up a spot where it looked like a lot of sand, some little tiny rocks and stuff. But in the bottom, you can kind of see it in here. There's a washcloth. I should have picked a different color, but that's the only one I got. So the idea of the washcloth, hopefully, is that it'll keep the sand from just blowing through. So it's got a little bit of a filter to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I got my bucket in case I can't go fast enough. I'm going to pour this in and then try to get it to go back into the same container. Right. I probably tightened that lid on too tight. Okay, this might work. Get the lid off. Okay, good. Hasn't even started to flow yet. Now, if I was a little bit smarter, I probably would have made a test rig to hold this with. I see a lot of air bubbles perking up, so it might take it a while to get through. So I'm looking at this from three different points here. I'm doing laundry out here on the ridge, which means I'm hauling water and I'm using electricity just to do my laundry, but that saves me from having to go find a laundromat and sitting someplace camped for 2 hours waiting for my stuff to get washed and dried. Okay. So you're not saving any money by doing it on your own, because you're hauling the water and you're hauling the gasoline, plus you had to buy the washer dryer. You're creating the electricity and hauling the water. It's just, you know, I might have said that a couple times, but you get the idea. It's more a matter of time for me. I can sit here and do something else instead of being stuck in the laundromat. Okay, so that means I can maybe work on a video or something like that. Okay, the other thing was, at this point I'm not worried about losing anything as far as, you know, evaporation. I just want to make sure I don't have a pressure situation here, so I'm going to put a couple air holes. There we go. Yeah, it had back pressure. Okay, so we'll just do one. That'll be alright. Now the water's going through. Now that something is actually happening, I know from a scientific point of view we should do this on a lockdown shot, but it's all about trust here. All I'm really going to do, I'm going to see if the color looks different between the two, because the color should mean that I've changed how much contaminants are in there. See if it smells any different. What I'm looking at, a couple ideas here. If I take the total amount of water I use on laundry and can put half of it back into the next week's laundry, okay, that's, you know, 50% reduction right there. So if I can make cleaner water, so what I'm thinking, okay, step one, filter it through sand. I've got lots of sand out here. We got plenty of sand. So I can knock out a filter setup like this pretty easily. Really. I mean, make it bigger, you know, use a bucket, you know, because I mean, I'm only dealing with 100 gallons at a time, so I could set it up where I had a 5-gallon bucket on top that I could fill. It would dribble through the bucket into an output and then put it into the next load, you know. So maybe add a little bit of chlorine, just, you know, like a filter, like a swimming pool would have, just to cut down on the smell. Stage 2, if I can filter it first and then put it through the evaporation setup that I was talking about, where the sun shines on it, it evaporates, because look at all the vapor in here, right? That's all water vapor. So if I could have filter it first to get the soap scum out, that'll keep my evaporation rig a lot cleaner. Then I do the evaporation. Now I've got pretty much clean water. Military survival guides talk about building that kind of a setup where you could start with salt water or urine and evaporate it and basically have water clean enough to drink until you get rescued. Long term, maybe it's not the best, but if you got nothing, it's better than nothing. Yeah, we're at 19 minutes. I've also looked into carbon filters. If I can get a good, inexpensive source of carbon charcoal, figure out how long can I use one, you know, how many gallons can I run through it. So I would say pre-filter it through the sand and then run it through a charcoal filter. Okay, we're at 20 minutes now. Sure is a lot more clear. It's weird that we're picking up that color though. Still faster than a drip a second, so it's just a matter of if I could catch enough and store enough, then I wouldn't have to haul water at all. And on top of the $78 for truck insurance plus the gas, it's another $40 a month just for an account to go get water. I have to go get the water, but they still charge me for the right to go get water. So if I could cut that down, yeah. You know, maybe at some point I would be able to say, no, I don't need any water. Go ahead and cancel my account. That would be great. I did not filter the sand or anything like that. But we're down almost to the level of the sand now. And it's still dripping fairly quickly. Interesting color difference though. It's definitely more clear. You know, it looks a little bit like apple juice or a urine sample or something like that, but it's definitely taking out the cloudiness. Looks like the drips are slowing down, which would make sense. There's less pressure of the water on the top of the column pushing down. Basically stopped dripping, so okay, side-by-side smell check, which obviously you don't get to smell, but yeah, that's pretty awful. Like soapy, dirty water, right? Wow. That is a lot less stinky. It's interesting. Don't think I'd want to drink it. Doesn't have near the smell though. That's very cool. Huh. I've got another rain barrel that's not drinkable water. It's kind of, it was actually a rainwater that I caught, but the buckets were really dirty. So it's got a lot of silt in it. So I'm going to dump this in that just so it's not wasted. Interesting and promising results. Because if I can do just a simple sand filter and reduce the smell of the water, that's freaking cool, because your laundry detergent has basically deodorant in it, you know, perfumes or whatever, to make your laundry smell cleaner. Now the rest of it is just stuck in the sand, so we're losing a little bit there. If I lost a gallon of water and filtered 99, I'd be cool. Well, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, that should work. Cool. I do things differently. Oh, and please, if you like any of this, it would be really awesome if you could subscribe and click that notify bell. Drop a comment if you have any questions or ideas. Share, like, comment, subscribe, notify. Oh, and Patreon if you're really an awesome kind of person. Thank you so much for watching.